when big dogs understand babies better than anyone. Welcome to the place where muscle meets melt. Today, you're about to watch American bullies, the dogs the world calls dangerous, do the one thing nobody expected: become the most devoted, most patient, most ridiculously loving babysitters on the planet. And if you've been here before and still haven't hit that subscribe button, I see you. I really do. These gentle giants deserve an audience that stays, just like they stay by those babies, every single second. Hit subscribe. You won't regret it. Now, let's get into it. This right here, this is Tank. 68 pounds of pure American bully muscle, sitting perfectly still while a 7-month-old grabs both his cheeks with tiny fists and just squeezes. Tank doesn't blink. Tank doesn't flinch. Tank just turns his big, blocky head slightly and licks the baby's nose like he's saying, "You're weird, but you're mine." Nobody trained him to do that. Nobody had to. That's the thing people get wrong about this breed. They see the chest, the jaw, the wide stance, and the low center of gravity built like a tank. And yes, that's where he got the name. And they cross the street. They grab their kids. They whisper things. But what they don't see is what's happening right now, in this living room at 6:47 in the morning when the baby woke up crying and every human in the house was still half asleep. Tank was already there, head resting on the edge of the crib, just watching, just being present, like a furry, muscle-bound guardian who clocked in before anyone else. You want to tell me that dog is dangerous? Look at him. The baby reaches for Tank's ear, grabs it, yanks it sideways like she's trying to change the channel. Tank's eyes go wide for exactly half a second. Then they soften. He sighs through his nose. He shifts his weight just slightly so the baby can grab more comfortably. He adjusts for her. 68 pounds of dog, adjusting his entire body for a 15-pound human who doesn't even know his name yet. That's not training, that's love. And love, it turns out, has a very specific sound. It's the sound of slow, steady breathing next to a crib at midnight. It's the sound of a tail thumping once, just once, when the baby finally stops crying. It's the softest sound in the world, a massive dog tiptoeing across hardwood floors so he doesn't wake a sleeping child. That's the sound nobody talks about when they talk about this breed. That's the sound Tank makes every single night. Here's something the research actually shows, and this part might surprise you. Children who grow up with dogs like Tank, specifically large breed dogs with calm temperaments, develop stronger immune systems, higher emotional intelligence, and significantly lower anxiety levels than children who grow up without them. The dog isn't just company, the dog is therapy. The dog is a living, breathing lesson in patience, in gentleness, in showing up without being asked. American bullies specifically score remarkably high in human-directed affection. They were bred for exactly this, not fighting, not intimidating, but bonding. People got the story wrong for decades. Tank proves it every single morning. Now watch this moment. The baby is learning to walk. She's been at it for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of wobbling, 3 weeks of falling, 3 weeks of that universal toddler determination that makes you want to cry just watching it. She pushes herself up, grabs Tank's back, uses him as a support bar. He freezes completely, like his whole body just understood what was happening and decided, I am furniture now. Stable furniture. Furniture that loves her. She takes 2 steps, falls into him. He catches her with his side. She laughs. Tank wags his tail so hard his entire back half moves. Who needs a physical therapist? The thing is, Tank never asked for this job. He didn't apply for it. He didn't get trained for it. One day, there was a tiny human in the house, and Tank just decided. decided that this was his person now, that wherever she crawled, he followed, that whatever she reached for, he'd make sure she was safe getting there. There's something quietly heartbreaking about that kind of unconditional loyalty. No contract, no conditions, just a dog who chose a baby and never looked back. But here's the moment that really gets people, the moment that splits the comments every single time. Some people see it and say, that dog is dangerous, you shouldn't let him near the baby. And other people see it and say, that's the purest thing I've ever watched. So let me ask you this. When Tank places his massive head on the baby's chest so gently that the baby doesn't even stir from her nap, is that an animal you're afraid of? Or is that a guardian you trust with your life? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to know which side you're on. Because the baby's parents made their choice. They chose Tank. They chose this big-headed, wide-chested, misunderstood dog who somehow, instinctively, knows that small humans need extra softness, that tiny fingers need extra patience, that 3 a.m. crying doesn't need discipline, it needs a warm body and a heartbeat and the kind of steady presence that says, you are safe, you are not alone. The baby said her first word last Tuesday. It wasn't mama, it wasn't dada, it was Tank. And in that moment, every person in that room went completely silent. Because sometimes the truth arrives not in a speech or a lesson, but in a single word, spoken by someone too young to know how profound it is. And before you scroll past this, before you move on to the next video, I want you to think about one thing. This dog was labeled, written off, judged by his breed before anyone looked him in the eye. And this baby, who has no idea what a breed is, who has no idea what fear is, looked at him and saw exactly what he was, a best friend. Maybe that's the lesson here, that the ones the world is quickest to judge are sometimes the ones with the most love to give, that gentleness doesn't always look the way we expect it to, that sometimes it walks on 4 legs, has a blocky head and a wide chest, and shows up at a crib at 6 in the morning without anyone asking. Tank didn't need to prove himself to the world. He just needed one baby to see him clearly, and she did. From the very beginning, she did. No fear, no hesitation, just 2 souls who found each other and decided, without words, without logic, that this was home. If that hit you somewhere real, you know what to do. Subscribe, stay, because there are 100 more Tanks out there waiting to be seen the right way. Now tell me in the comments, do you think dogs like Tank are born gentle, or does love make them that way?